Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the big show, Sunda.
I don't know where she went to. But let me tell you something. What I want to say to you is that things are really different now.
That's tremendous.
They have cut the budget, and I need somebody to help me raise some money to get some teeth.
You need teeth.
I need some teeth, y'all.
Seriously.
That's what I'm saying. Now listen, I may be a Jew, but you know what they call Jews that talk like this, the Beverly what?
The Beverly Hillbillies.
That's right, my Beverly Hillbilly. Woo!
She's a Hillbilly.
Nagila Haba, Nagila Haba. Come on, Jimmy, let's dance.
Let's dance. I'm amazed at this.
I know you is. He was so unaware of the fact that I never had no teeth. Guess what? I put it under the pillow to see if the tooth fairy would come. And guess who came? A boy named Bruce, whatever you want to call him.
Bruce.
Lord have mercy. I think you know people named Bruce too. You know
I do, but I gotta ask you a question. I thought you had your teeth fixed.
Well, this is what happens when you go to Acme Dentist. That's right. I went to the Acme Dentist, and that's what happened to me. So here's what I'm saying. I'm going to do this whole show like this because I'm trying to do a fundraiser. Fundraiser for some teeth. I'm getting ready to get a cow bone implant in my teeth. I'm going to go to New York City, and I'm going to come back with some teeth.
Now, Zunda, you're an expert on teeth,
I'm
right?
Expert on
you're
teeth.
Sort of an enthusiast. You're not a dentist, but you're an enthusiast.
I'm an enthusiast.
Why cow bone?
Why cow bone?
Yeah.
Because first of all, it's kosher. You don't want a pig's foot sticking up in your mouth.
No, you don't want a pig's foot sticking up in your mouth. No.
Next thing you know, it's a pig's foot. Second thing would be chitlins. And we already had discussed chitlins in the last show. You didn't even know what a chitlin was.
I still don't know what
Let me tell you something. Every time you got a missing tooth, everything changes about you. You start talking funny, and all I need is some polka dots on my face to make freckles. Because it's hard to make a freckle on a black face. Ha ha ha! I didn't say black, did I? I meant to say colored like your people say. All right.
My people don't say colored.
Oh, you trying to say the word, the S word?
The S word?
The S word?
What's the S word?
The S word is shiksa. That's what they tell me. That's
right.
right.
You're thinking of the other S word. Yeah. My people.
Don't you want to kiss me?
Desperately.
I know he do.
Desperately,
and it's so funny because he got so mad at me before the show. He said, what you hiding under there? You hiding something. You won't tell me. I said, you going to wait till the show start. And I didn't show him my teeth was under there. If he saw my teeth, he would have fell out. Listen, child, tell me something. What do you like in a smile in a woman?
Exactly what you got going on right now. That's perfect.
This is something.
I wouldn't get that fixed, actually.
I'm not going to get it fixed. You
Improvement.
know how this is very good, like when you're meeting somebody for the first time, they say she needs something. She don't need a fur coat. She don't need a car. She need a tooth.
Why don't you tell the people, the dentist who did this to you, so they can all go get this done for themselves?
The dentist who did this to me was Dr. James R. Harris. That's right.
Really?
Dr. Harris is the one. He hit me in my mouth. That's what he did. We had a fight over a joke, over a punchline.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what it was. He said, I can't say read the papers, watch TV. He said he wrote that line.
Oh my God.
That's right. That's what he said. He said, I'm always stealing his jokes.
Sunda is always stealing my jokes. She has a habit of taking, that's why I don't do my jokes. That's why when I'm on stage, I'm just silent. I have to do all of my material through just
Do you know why I'm silent right now? Do you know why I'm silent right now?
She will take everything
Do you know why I'm silent right now and I'm never silent? I am silent because the sugar in this Tootsie Roll done hit my root and I can't move. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The pain. The pain. The pain. Do you love me now? Do you love me? Hi. Tell me I'm sexy. Tell me. Oh, what's the matter? You like chocolate? All right.
No, I don't like chocolate. Oh my God.
There you go. All right. Watch this.
Yeah. You can do it.
Lord, I'm so sweet.
Why don't you just take them out and someone will clean them and bring them back?
There we go. How's that, ladies and gentlemen? Back with a smile. There you go.
Tremendous. Look at that. Cowbone Sunda.
This is a tremendous job done by Dr. Stephen Roth, actually.
Really?
And yes, that's right. That was done in New York City. And now I'm going to get some implants. I can't wait. As soon as I say implants, you know what people think? You know what they think. But that's not what I want. I want teeth implants. Tell you what else I want. I want to return this dress. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Should I keep it or should I
Well, now that you've worn it, you should return it. You don't need it anymore.
I should return it because it had lipstick on it before I wore it. Now, how am I going to return this dress when it already had lipstick on it? And they're going to think that's my lipstick and it isn't even my lipstick. It's probably one of my girlfriends who brought it back. I'm not going to say which persuasion, but they're known to buy everything and return it, okay?
They are colored. This persuasion, right?
I'm feeling this good persuasion, and I'm feeling my perspiration. All right, so how do you feel about that? Did I really scare you with my teeth?
Not at all. I never know what your teeth are going to be. Every day they're different. Every moment they're changing. They can fly out at any minute. They could be in, they can be out, they can be black, they can be all different types of colors.
African-American.
African-American,
We're trying to be
so,
politically correct. That's what it is
Yeah.
here. So we're talking about African teeth. But Africans, by the way, have some good teeth.
Yeah.
And you know, they don't even use toothbrushes. They don't even use, you know what they use? Chewing sticks. They're chewing on friggin' sticks and they got teeth. Look at me. I'm flossing, I'm jabbing them,
And nothing helps.
Them.
Nothing helps.
Nothing helps. Now, you've got great teeth.
I have tremendous teeth.
And a tremendous jawbone, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this.
You'll never have this.
You'll never have this. That's what the plastic surgeon said. To me.
Doesn't matter how much money you think you have, you'll never have this.
But I could break it. I would love to. You know something?
Great.
That's the thing. There's so much love on this show.
So
much going
Too
on.
much love.
And let me just tell you something. The reason why I did that teeth thing is because I met so many people in Vegas, okay, where you guys are watching. We had met so many people in Vegas who actually had smiles like that. It was amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, the teeth in Vegas are just as good as the fountains at the Bellagio. You can go and you'll wanna take pictures with the people's teeth in Vegas because it's extraordinary. It shows
they will sell their teeth. They'll sell their
Yeah.
children, as a matter of
Well,
fact.
whatever it
I know
takes
somebody who did sell a child.
to play that penny
I don't know him
slots,
personally, but I'm just saying. I mean, this gambling addiction is really, really bad. It's something I don't know about.
Ours or others?
We're different. We're on penny slots.
That's
but
true. We're on the penny
we've
slots.
said that 100 times. 100 means $1. Okay, so 100 pennies $1.
If we had a penny for every time we said that, we could have a spin.
This is it. We have a free spin.
A free spin,
And that's what we wait for. One free spin.
Spin till you win, ladies and gentlemen.
Spin till you win. And guess
On the
what?
James and Sunda show.
This is what we were doing, like this. We were spinning. We were spinning. We were spinning. And so, God,
And not
are you
winning.
loving this Vegas show, guys? Are you
Not
loving
winning.
the fact that we are giving you Vegas? We are giving you James and Sunda live from Sin City because that's what we like to do.
I'm the only person who goes to Vegas and I am paying taxes on the money I lost. All right? It just doesn't make any sense.
Cents? 100 cents.
100
$1.
cents is another spin.
$1. 300
It's
cents.
another spin, ladies and gentlemen.
300 cents.
Now, what can we get for those teeth?
I think when we come back, we'll talk about it. How about it? Come back. Don't
right,
forget,
ladies and
raise
gentlemen,
money,
we're gonna
get
take a
Sunda
break.
some teeth.
Joining us now on the program, we have actress and activist Tanna Frederick.
Yes.
Good evening, Tanna.
Thank you for having me on the show.
I was the most excited to know that you were on the show.
Aww.
I gotta tell you why. I gotta
Why?
tell you why. I said, every time James and I are driving, I'm like, who is this chick? She's on the back of every bus. Right? When we're going up
Yes.
Sunset past
Yes.
the Laugh Factory.
We watch
Yeah.
you when we
For the
drive.
Laugh Factory, there's a sign.
There's a sign by the Laugh Factory.
And it's
on the
always
way.
something new. It's always something new. Like, I'm like, this girl must have a memory. Like, she must have never smoked pot in the 80s, all right? Because there's no way she can be doing these shows like this. And you know she has to memorize stuff.
those lines. You're in. Oh,
He has to give a wisecrack at me because he
Yeah.
thinks I can't memorize. I know your name.
okay.
Anyway.
Yes,
so,
this is true. We are on the back of the bus, and we have some like non-PC people who make jokes about that. I've heard a couple non-PC jokes. Can I say them?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
please.
One person said to me, "What does Tanna Frederick and Rosa Parks have in common?"
Oh, they're in the back.
They're
of the bus.
always on the back of the bus.
I thought they were going to say they're beautiful black women, but she just told me she's not black, and I had no idea.
You're not black.
I'm not. But
People ever think you're mixed?
yes, often, and Jewish, either mixed
both
or
bad.
Jewish, because whoops, they're both bad.
You black
No,
and Jewish.
I wish.
And just to think, when people say, I want to throw myself in front of the bus, if they were dyslexic, they'd throw themselves behind the bus, and if they did, they'd see your picture.
Yeah.
And
Be
it's
the
got to
last
be.
thing they see.
That
Yeah.
would be the last thing they see.
The bus backs up over them.
But, I mean, you're everywhere, and it's fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Well, we have a great show running at the Edgemar Center for the Arts in Santa Monica. And, you know, I always say about theater in Los Angeles that if you can run a show, I feel that theater in Los Angeles deserves to equate its running time with dog years. Like, so if you, in New York, if something's running a month, then it's like running 7 months in LA, because it's a very difficult town for theater to sustain itself. It's mostly, you know, showcases for people who want to get agents and stuff like that. So when you do a great classic show like The Rainmaker, which was a movie in 1956 with Burt Lancaster and Katharine Hepburn, but when you do these classics, you know, everybody's like, and usually they, you know, they can really bomb. But luckily we have a great cast. Jack Heller from the Actors Studio directed our show, and we've been running almost a year now.
Wow, which that's a long time.
Which is like 7 years dog time. So, I mean, or you know, theater time in New York. So, yeah. So.
Most of the theaters in LA like just switch the show over every couple of months, right? It's like a
because it's really hard, like I said, and if you it's hard to keep, and it's really hard to feel out what people are excited about, and whether people want a comedy at certain points, and whether people are craving, you know, a dramedy, or it's hard to gauge. So you kind of but luckily I've had some really great runs of shows out here, and the Edgemar is a great theater.
You have to be having great, you know, it's interesting because when James first came out here, when he was in college, I met him when he was in college, and he went to Brandeis, and he graduated with a degree in
economics, which I put into tremendous use right here.
And he wrote a screenplay called The Cure for Boredom. And I remember reading this, and it was from this kid that I was forced to work with. And
being you.
Yeah, being him. And he had and he was forced to work with me.
It was economical.
It was economical. And now it's become even more economically challenging. But what happened after that is that it was bought and it was produced by the guy who discovered Nicolette Sheridan, our guy, Ruben Pruis. And it starred Judd Nelson, and he was a fantastic person to work with. And so when I saw
wow, that's great,
that he was working with you, I mean, we just wanted to share.
All 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, this town is. I mean, right, more or less,
well,
it's 5
to 7 degrees, basically. I think, on average 6.
Yeah.
But do you think that he enjoyed theater? I mean, no, because you loved Judd's. I mean, this is when you were working with him and he wanted to change things. Normally, you would be upset by things, but you liked.
He was good. Yeah, he was good.
He's fantastic. We actually just got. I have a film festival that I've run for 8 years now in Iowa, because that's my home state.
Where you're from, yes.
Rock on. And the town that I came from was originally the Music Man, so we have Meredith Wilson's hometown house and the library where Marion the Librarian, blah, 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 blah. But it's a great fertile place for art. And so we've had a great film festival. I've brought lots of people, but this year Judd was honored. And didn't give him the Lifetime Achievement Award, because that really would have irked him, because, you know, he's not old enough to get one yet, our little Judd. But we showed one of his really crazy movies, The Dark Backward. And did you ever see that?
Didn't see The Dark Backward.
It's a great film. It's 1991, and it's like Lara Flynn Boyle and Judd and all of these. It's about this homeless comedian.
That's us.
I mean, I didn't mean the black. But no. But
well, the homeless part's us.
But it's really a great dark film with all of these great people in it that just was a sleeper. I don't even know if it was a hit, but it definitely.
Who played the homeless comedian?
Judd. Yeah, and so
I can see him doing it though, and playing it to the hilt.
Oh gosh, he has such a
good
twisted mind.
Yeah,
he's such a sick, twisted sense of humor. I love it.
We loved working with him. James stayed in touch with him.
For a while, yeah. He was really good. I mean, everybody was good.
Yeah, but he stood out to me because, you know, when you're working with comedians, normally comedians change lines on you. So to see a professional actor change a line and make it funny.
But he was polite about it.
He would come over to me
and he would ask me.
Yeah.
He would say, "Do you mind if I say this instead?" As opposed to some of the other people in the movie, they would just change lines and not ask.
Are you talking about me?
No, not you at all. I'm not. And I had the same answer to all of them. I was like, if you think you got a better line, go for it. I mean, I didn't care.
Yeah, he's very polite and thoughtful like that. Consummate professional. And when he's not reading like WikiLeaks, he's like really into the process. And he's, you know, fun person to garner like random facts from about the world ending.
Oh, so he's got.
I mean,
So he's a Jehovah's Witness.
This from.
Has he given you a day yet?
Has he what?
A day yet for when the world is ending?
No, but like within 2 or 4 millennia.
Oh, okay, millennia.
Well,
okay, we got time. Don't panic.
That's all right.
We didn't mean to freak you all out. Don't panic.
Why are we talking about the end of the world?
Because Judd's reading WikiLeaks. That's why we're talking about the end of the world.
Oh my God, that's so
Judd and
depressing.
Julian Assange are like.
I've got so much to do. I had a strange dream when I was younger that it was July and it was snowing in Paterson, New Jersey. And I said to my grandmother, I said, why is it snowing? It's July. And she said, oh, honey, it's the end of the world. And I said, I'm not ready yet. And I just remember that dream. And when anybody talks about the end of the world, you know.
But if it was the end of the world, then you've got nothing to do.
No, I have so much to do. I just don't want anybody to find my house a mess. The roaches will live, though. Remember that. But when we come back, I want to talk more about the world and about what you do for the world and what you do for our ocean and for our life. What do you call them?
Project
Marine
Save
life.
Our Surf.
Marine life and kids and fresh water, which Judd also talks about how that's our most scarce resource.
Well, we're going to talk about all that and more. So you stay right there. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are here with Tanna Frederick. So tell us about Project Save Our Surf.
Well, Project Save Our Surf is a marine organization that I started about a decade ago with Sean Thompson, who is a legendary surfer, and P.T. Townend. And we have a lot of celebrities and surfers, pro surfers, and then just community members involved. And basically, we focus on, especially as we've progressed, it's been more of a focus on kids and really showing kids that conservation can be fun. It doesn't have to be frightening, and it doesn't have to scare people. You know, so we have a lot of programs that send kids to camp. Kids who are
nice.
Yeah, from the Latino Health Fund or from the Boys and Girls Club. And what's happened now is a lot of the schools have actually cut down on like kids' one chance of the year where they get to go on a field trip. So we help to bus those kids out into the Silverado Mountains, and then they get a day in the wilderness doing these science experiments and doing these wonderful hikes and learning about nutrition and learning about upcycling and making these cool projects out of junk, and you know, and just finding out about what conservation, what their ecosystems that are surrounding them are like, and having a great time doing it. I mean, some of the questions that we get, it's, you know, because I go out there, I love to go out there and hang out with the kids. They're 4th and 5th graders, and they'll say, where are we? Are we still in America? And sometimes, yeah, they'll see a stink bug or something and be like, oh man, is that real? Is that mechanical? And
Stink bug.
Yeah.
they're cute. They're kind of cute though. If they don't spray you, they're just like little, you know, Bug's Life. It was so cute.
But I think that's what could be bringing on the end of the world. Kids doing science experiments.
Right,
you know,
probably.
That could be it.
You know, but you know, kids do want to see that, and they do want to learn. And water, we take it for granted, man.
Yeah,
we take it
really
for granted.
do. And we have a lot of freshwater projects going on. We have a team stationed in the Philippines right now, and so basically they've been there for 2 years, and they go around the Philippines installing water filters into school systems, to villages, to places where people aren't going to receive access to clean water. And then we're raising money for our Vietnam trip, because we're taking a crew out to Vietnam. Only 38% of the Vietnamese people have access to clean water. So we're going to be going and installing our filters, and we have individual water filters, and so we're doing that, and then getting a little bit of surfing in there just because.
How's the surf in Vietnam?
How's the surfing
The surf in Vietnam is
it's
yeah,
really good.
it's good stuff. But passing out clean water is our first priority.
Right, of course.
Yeah,
You look like an avid surfer. I can't. Me and James want to learn how to surf.
I will teach you.
We just
you
want to
go
learn.
first.
We don't want to do it. We just want to learn.
Right.
I'm
I'll
not
just
surfing.
hold on to the back of your board.
Please,
You can pop
yeah.
up, and I would
get
love
my
that.
hair wet. You know what I was going to ask
Sounds
you?
terrifying.
Now, how do you surf if you wear glasses?
Well, I wear contacts, and you could do a couple of things. Don't you wear contacts? Can you wear contacts?
I mean,
you can't wear contacts.
I could. I don't. It's scary to me.
Right.
Yeah,
okay. So you could wear one of you could get goggles that were prescription goggles,
okay.
or you could wear one of those kind of geeky things that
I'll go
people
with the
wear
geeky
that
thing.
like keep your glasses attached to it. But if you're getting really nice glasses from Beverly Hills, then you probably don't want to be
you heard about
stretching
that,
them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
talking about that before the show.
Right,
Yeah.
like before the show.
Yeah.
So basically, surf blind.
Surf blind.
Yeah.
Surf blind.
Do you need to see?
Nah.
Can't you just feel the waves?
It's better if you. I mean, if there's a shark.
Are there?
There's not No, the Santa Monica, I surf a lot in the Santa Monica Bay. It's very dirty.
It's very dirty.
And the sharks are not like, oh, I'm going to get all up in there and try to eat people because it's very dirty.
When you say dirty,
they're snobby.
what
They're
do you-
snobby sharks.
And they are. They're Beverly Hills sharks, man.
They want to return to people after they take a bite. I don't want this.
Yes, that's exactly. But there are these gorgeous leopard sharks, and they look like big black snakes, but they're pretty. Okay. And then, so sometimes there's this part of the year where they'll all mate, and so all you're surfing in, and all you'll see, it looks like a big swarm of tadpoles, and it's just this big school of leopard sharks swimming. It's
terrifying.
It's squiggly and it's gross, but it's really.
But it must be fun. I want to become in tune with nature, and I think it's great. My daughter loves to surf.
Oh, really?
My body's surfing, but she
good.
wants to stand on it and do that kind of thing. And I've just seen so many. Have you ever surfed down the Jersey Shore? Have you ever done?
Never have.
Have you ever been to the Jersey Shore?
No.
Tanna Frederick has never been to the Jersey Shore, ladies and gentlemen.
This is an outrage.
It's an outrage, and we think she should be at the Deal Theater, okay? Filling up the house and doing a show there. I'm telling you where to go.
The Jersey Shore
Sue
to
Katz
wave
knows
surf
people.
you. All right?
You will have a surf like you can't imagine. I got knocked down so many times. It was unbelievable.
It must be friggin' cold, isn't it?
Oh, forget about it. It is like unbelievably cold. And my daughter kept laughing at me. She kept calling me in the water. And then somebody said, "Ma'am, are you all right?" Because I kept saying, "I got this. I got this. I got this." And I was down, and I had sand in my drawers, and they were like, one was bigger than the other, was full of sand, and then I had pebbles in my, I had so much sand in my scalp. And then she had sand in her ears.
Oh, yeah. And then did she have to go to an ear, nose, and throat doctor? Is it pretty clean there? It's clean there, though, isn't it?
It is clean, but I didn't expect them to clean out her ears and find sand. Because we were there not
doing that. Yeah, you're like, oh, there's a pebble that just came out of my ear.
That's dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not good.
You said Santa Monica was dirty, then you said it's pretty clean there. So when you say dirty, what do you mean? Like, what's dirty?
Well,
debris, right?
Not only that, but during our first rains of this season, and it doesn't rain often, so all of the sewer kind of collects in the drain pipes, and so with the first rain, all of that spills out into the Santa Monica Bay, and the Santa Monica Bay isn't the most lively bodies of water. So you're talking about, I mean, that's why I started essentially the project, is because I was surfing in the summer and looking at these kids camps on the beach, and they were learning how to surf, and then like a condom floated by, and then
oh
my God, you're talking about the worst kind of dirt imaginable.
Yeah, and
a hypodermic needle is more dangerous.
Well, I've seen
Condom,
those too, but
sewage.
condom was really like, no.
Do that again?
Yes,
There you go.
Bad.
Double take.
Yeah.
It was knuckle biting. The condom was worthy
It was
of a
really,
bite of
yeah.
a knuckle.
And so, it's just that it's
How'd that
when I
happen?
say dirty, it's basically the backyard for all of Los Angeles County. I mean, like, we go down there, people go down there for the weekends, and that's their park. That's their, so it's going to get dirty. But luckily with beach cleanups and organizations that care, it's getting better.
Well, you know something, we hope it's going to be as clean as the Jersey Shore, and we certainly wish the best for you. I want to see more posters of Tanna Frederick, and Sunda Kronquist. We got to think of something with the James and Sunda and Tanna Frederick show, because she could teach you about stink bugs, and I could learn how to get my hair wet, because I'm a black woman and I can't do that. And you're so magnificent, and I wish you all the best, all the best. And we tried to get you for 2 seasons already, so you're very busy.
True.
Yeah,
and we're happy to have you.
If I can just plug this next movie coming out.
Movie, sure.
We have a movie coming out. It's called The M Words, and it's about menstruation, men, money, and menopause. And it is, Frances Fisher plays my mother in it, and she's going through menopause, and she puts this frozen turkey on her crotch. It's hilarious. I mean, you have to see it. You have
Does
to
it work?
Within the context. It worked. It was funny. It was funny. And
I'm not there yet. I thought I was, but I'm not.
But it's a great, funny movie that just opens dialogue between husbands and wives and menopause, because men have that thing where they're like, oh, I need a sports car and I'm gonna dye my hair. And
he didn't think menopause would be funny.
It's funny.
Well, a frozen turkey on
is
your
it
crotch,
funny.
I mean, that's comedy.
But your friend,
As
the
Thanksgiving
gynecologist,
is
told me
coming.
to use a bag of cold peas, but we're not going to talk
She
about
didn't know about the turkey.
We're not talking about turkeys and peas. Tanna
Why
Frederick,
not?
ladies and
Thank you
gentlemen.
for having me on the
Frederick, ladies and
show.
gentlemen.
Thank you.
We will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for, America's sweetheart, the one, the only, Mark Zafrin.
Good afternoon.
Has returned to the program.
The world is going to hell in a handbasket.
Tell us about the mayor of New York, Mark.
He doesn't mean the mayor of New York. He means the mayor-elect of New York. Well, the truth is, I want it just as a lead-in to the issue of stop and frisk, because I read a fascinating book over the last couple of days. It's called The New Jim Crow. The New Jim Crow's premise is that, and the reason I read the book is because Sunda's brother-in-law got into a fight with my brother-in-law.
No.
What? What is that?
Nobody knows anything.
What do you mean nobody knows anything?
Look, your family's dead to me. Don't make my family dead to me.
The point is that the book.
I don't see anything wrong with
well,
this.
both of you keep quiet for 2
Sure,
seconds.
absolutely.
The book's premise is as follows: is that what America has done is that it's created a new racial underclass through the war on drugs. Now, stop and frisk is all being sold as a war on guns and we're getting guns off the street. Actually, only 2.5% of the people who are stopped have guns. What it's really done is it's, according to this book, and I agree with it, is it's taken all young black men and thrown them into a penal servitude. They don't always get arrested. They get arrested. They don't always get convicted. They're also forced to plead to crimes because prosecutors have enormous discretion to be able to add crimes on. So you bust a kid for three joints. The next thing he knows, he's charged with resisting arrest. He's charged with possession with intent to sell, and he's now in the system. Now, we'll get to the rest of being in the system means. So now there's an arrest record. And most of them have asked to be pleading to felonies. So a kid that has, it turns out that the federal government started this. It was called the Byrne Amendment. They used to get Byrne grants, and they made it fiscally irresponsible for a city not to accept federal funds for its police departments. So all of these SWAT teams that you see out on the street breaking into people's houses, all these civil forfeitures, the city gets to keep whatever they steal. So it gets worse. If you get stopped in your car, and you have one of the people in the car has a quarter of a gram of crack cocaine, not only are you going to end up they're going to end up taking your car, even if you were not convicted of possession of that crack cocaine. Let's assume that's an 18-year-old black kid. What's going to happen to him is the penalties for crack cocaine are higher than the penalties for powdered cocaine. We've created this entire perception of the black young criminal, which really doesn't exist. And it was all done as an attempt of control to take over control that was exercised by Jim Crow and things of this nature. Now, being, as most people think, conservative in nature, it's harder for me to believe this. However, when I personally had to face up to the New York City Police Department, assaulting my own wife and calling her a racial epithet, then you start to look at it from a different perspective. This happened in a completely different neighborhood. I watched the police department play with the documentation in order to make it so she'd have to spend the weekend in jail. I had to listen to her questions about jail, and I then sat there while she was being arraigned to have the judge turn around to the prosecutor and say, "You don't really want me to believe that this woman assaulted a 250-pound police officer, do you?" And he had to drop the charges. Adjourn contemplating dismissal. Now, you ask why Bill de Blasio? Bill de Blasio was part of the problem because remember who expanded Byrne grants. Bill Clinton is the largest expansion under the Clinton administration of all of these monies for anti-drug, or the so-called war on drugs, because he wanted to show he was tough on crime. George Bush got rid of most of the grants, and they were brought back on by my favorite and yours, Barack Obama, the new Jimmy Carter of our times. Under Obama, it's easier. Because you can't say I'm a racist. It's not a racial system. It's a black president who did it.
So why would a black president be in favor of such a system?
Because he's part of the people who benefit by the system. It turns out that the black bougie middle class are all for it.
Why?
Because they actually have benefited by the system.
How?
The exceptional blacks such as Obama or, well, Oprah Winfrey
How are they benefiting them?
Because in this way, it makes them feel better. They're fighting the war on crime. They can say that it's not them. It's the same thing in black churches. It was one of her examples. They say these are good, God-fearing black folk. It creates a separation. They're middle class. They're aspiring upward. Now, these kids are never going to go anywhere. Why? Federal government passed a rule that said you can't get federal housing, can't get food stamps. Do you know that there are millions of black men who are convicted of minor felonies who can't vote? This program has managed to take away the regular civil rights of people worse than anything else. So we ask Bill de Blasio, these progressives don't care about anything. They're only working for the unions. And the truth is, this woman's book doesn't have any proof.
But how does this benefit the unions, and how does this keep the progressives in power?
Because the progressives now can say, well, we're turning it back. We don't have
to stop and frisk. These are their voters, though. These are their voters that are not allowed to vote.
These people can't vote.
If they could, they would vote for the progressives.
But the point is, James, they can't.
But if
just changing stop and frisk doesn't mean that there's not going to be still drug sweeps in neighborhoods. That's not stop and frisk.
I'm still trying to understand how de Blasio and Obama and Clinton benefit from such laws.
How did Clinton got elected? He managed to go to the middle, and he managed to show people how tough he was on crime, and he got reelected. And you know what? If they elect his wife, she's going to go back to the same crap. Because that way,
but you like Hillary.
It's a very...
You think she's hot?
You like her?
Oh, my God. It's a very subtle racial pitch to the South.
It's a microaggression.
It is, whatever you want to call it, which is psychobabble. It's a very subtle racial pitch to people. Everybody can say that they're race neutral now. This isn't about race. This is about crime. This isn't about race. This is about drugs. The truth of the matter is, you don't hear Bill de Blasio calling for decriminalization of drugs. Drugs is an illness that has to be treated. You should know better than that. You're supposedly a drug counselor in your part-time.
No, I worked at a treatment center. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and
they're better off being treated. Absolutely.
Right. Now, who doesn't want them to be treated? The police union's doing very well out of all this. The teachers union, of course, does very well out of all of this.
So the unions benefit.
The unions benefit by this.
How do the unions benefit?
Because the public employee unions want more laws. They want more money. They want more things to do. Do you realize how many probation officers, parole officers, social workers, people who run shelters would be put out of business?
It creates jobs.
It creates... No,
this is the jobs bill Obama was talking about.
It creates public sector. This is the jobs bill that Obama's talking about.
This is the jobs bill.
Right.
Well, that has certainly been an interesting...
But none of these kids can get jobs.
Well, right. None of these kids can get jobs.
Because there's a checkoff box strongly supported by the federal government that says...
They can't even get food stamps.
They can't get anything. They can't vote. They can't get food stamps. They can't be in public.
Felony, right?
Felony. You cannot get food stamps. You cannot get any. You cannot vote. You can't get a driver's license.
Oh, we got to take a break, all right? We got to talk more about this.
Is overspending on your Amex card a crime?
It is in my house.
It's a felony. Why don't we take a break and we'll talk more about this, because this is just too important to just
let
stop
him go.
right here.
Well, we're not finished with it.
We're not finished.
When we come back.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with America's sweetheart, Mark Zafrin. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the world's leading expert on everything, Mark Zafrin.
The world is going to hell in a handbasket.
So, okay, now I want to understand, what is the conservatives' position on this?
Their position is that stop and frisk is to keep guns off the street. They haven't taken any guns off the street. Well, of course, Eric Holder, whatever his name is, Eric Holder, the Attorney General, his idea is we give the guns to Mexican gangsters, and then we deny that we did it, so they come back into the United States and we could patch them. So the administration's position on this hasn't been that, their record hasn't been so sterling either. So if you stop somebody and they have a gun, that's one thing. Right. So you can have stop and frisk and get rid of guns. But nobody has said anything about, all they want to talk about is getting rid of stop and frisk. Yes, and everybody says if you get rid of stop and frisk, we won't be taking guns off the streets. In addition to getting rid of stop and frisk, you have to decriminalize drugs. You cannot, first thing you have to do is you have to change the distinction between crack cocaine and regular cocaine, and you can't keep having these mandatory sentences. When an old federal judge such as Jack Weinstein refuses to handle narcotics cases because he will not impose those penalties, when judges that were appointed by Reagan and even, well, Nixon, they're all gone, but Reagan, or Bush don't want to handle drug cases and have made comments that this is a violation of the 14th Amendment, it's not. None of this. These criminal forfeiture laws, you can lose your house. If your grandson brings in 5 joints and he's arrested in a sweep, forgetting about all these policemen, you see these stories with. It's funny when you see it on cops. Yeah. When they take the battering ram and they knock bad boys. How many people have been accidentally hurt by this behavior? The key is that you listen to guys like de Blasio and all the progressives saying, oh, well, we're against stop and frisk. It's the police's fault. No, we need a monitor for the New York City Police Department. It's not the police's fault. It's Congress's fault.
Congress.
It's Congress because Congress has managed to put butter on their guilt. They managed to make everything feel a little better. When the bottom line is that you cannot lock up an 18-year-old for a drug crime. Because all that's going to happen is when he gets out of prison, which is a finishing school for further crime, and can't get a job, and can't drive, and can't vote, he doesn't feel like he's a member of society, and the only thing left for him to do is sell crack back out on the street or sell drugs on the street. It is racially motivated because white kids, they don't do it, these sweeps in neighborhoods, in white neighborhoods, because they might get somebody who's politically powerful.
True. If I get off the phone with my mother, right, and I put some butter on myself, will I feel less guilty?
No, your mother is another story altogether. She is the queen of giving guilt.
Okay.
So let's not discuss Ruth
The butter
Harris
only
here.
works for Congress.
No. This butter's a salve. It's a joke, James. You know what a joke is? You're supposed to be a comedian. I've realized that. You have absolutely no sense of humor.
There are no comedians
whatsoever
on this show.
None whatsoever. My wife, forget about it.
She is a shopper.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
So really, what this comes down to is that we've created this whole new system, and it's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. Because believe me, it's the easiest thing in the world for legislators to just say, well, we're going to go after the criminals. Makes them feel better. All right? It does. So do you know that America has more people in jail than Russia? Do you know that America is one of the few countries that doesn't allow people convicted of a felony to vote? You know, we have people.
Again?
No, by the way, one of the people that she criticizes is Bill Cosby, the eminent doctor of education.
Dr. Cosby,
yeah, Dr.
Sure.
Cosby, yes, Dr. Cosby.
He's a comedian.
Dr. Cosby gets up and says, it's the fault of black men because they have no sense of responsibility. And if anybody recalls during President Obama's first campaign, he said black men have to get a sense of responsibility and take care of their children. It's very hard to take care of your children when you've been busted for 3 grams of coke or crack, and you're in jail for 10 years, and then you come out and you have no way of getting a job. It's very easy for Obama to make that subtle racial pitch to the South, saying, I'm in there with you, by the way, guys. I understand this. We're going to get rid of these criminals, these thugs.
So how do we fix this?
We're going
What's
to have
the solution?
I'm going to fix it.
There is a solution, by the way. The solution is we get rid of here is the other interesting aspect of life in America today. When this country started, there were like 3 federal crimes. Counterfeiting wasn't one of them. It was treason and rebellion, and there might have been 1 or 2 other crimes. One of them had to do
sedition.
Sedition was it. They got rid of sedition after the Adams administration.
They did.
Yeah, the Alien Sedition Acts went down. Yeah, God only knows. The point is, do you have any idea how many federal crimes there are today? In the tens of thousands. In the tens of thousands. You could actually walk out on the street and commit a federal crime without knowing about it.
This interview might be a federal crime.
It's very possible. I may be prosecuted.
You may have said something.
But considering the way the Obama administration works, you never know. The IRS is going to come after me. Sorry, they already did.
You're going to be audited.
It'll be audited.
Yeah. You never know.
Never know with
nice
Obama.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got to take a break. When we come back, Sunda will be joining us on the program.
My leg is tired.
We want to, of course, thank the great, the one, the only, America's sweetheart, Mark Zafrin, for enlightening us all. We will be right back. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
I just have a special note that I want to share with everyone that's watching. If for any reason you're not completely satisfied, please return it. They give you permission. Please return it and have this tag attached to the store purchase. So I just thought I'd mention that that's the reason that we're going to
And you're going to return it, right?
I might keep it. It's very old. It's very old.
Is it really old?
It's
You've
old.
kept the tag on it for that long?
I never wore this before. This is my first time wearing this, and that's on JLTV.
Wow.
That's
How
my first
privileged you all are.
You are all privileged
to see the debut of this dress.
Right, it's 15 years old, and I couldn't fit it, so that's what happened. Because I got pregnant, and then I really couldn't fit it. And then I said, I'll never fit it again, and then I outsicked you, and I lost 30 pounds.
How did you lose the 30 pounds?
We don't know.
The folks at home would love to know.
I know that.
Diet, exercise, combo of the two?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Stress. That was it. I think it's stress. I hope it's stress. Every report says I'm good, right?
There you go. The Sunda stress diet, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it. The Sunda stress diet works. You know how it works? When you get up in the morning, you get 2 kids out, you make their snacks, and somebody says, you didn't give me a fruit roll-up yesterday. You don't care about me. You don't even care about me. And Uncle James doesn't care about me because he ate all the pumpkin seeds and left an empty bag. Oh, yeah, that's what you did. You ate those pumpkin seeds and you left an empty bag, and she thought she was going to have them.
The way you hear all these mothers talk about their kids, and it's so stressful, and it's so hard having 2 kids, having 3 kids. It's so hard. It's so stressful. It makes you wonder why they do it.
He's the third one.
You know what I mean? It makes you wonder why they do it.
He's the third kid.
It's like, stop complaining about your children,
No
people.
one's complaining. We're
Stop
explaining.
talking about how stressful it is.
We're explaining.
They're supposed to be the greatest joy.
It is the greatest joy.
They're supposed to be such a beautiful and enjoyable thing. You know, I would never complain. I never complain about Sunda's kids. I never complain about any children.
You told me.
I love all children. I welcome the children.
Listen, Michael Jackson.
No,
let me just say
no,
this,
not
okay?
like that.
Let me just say this. You know what he
bit.
just said to me yesterday about my kids? He said, they never call anymore.
But I'm not complaining. It's just a fact.
You don't care?
I'm just saying they don't call. That's all I'm saying. They don't call. Obviously, they're busy. They can't call. You know, they're doing other things. They have more important people in their lives, and it's not a big deal. It doesn't bother me. They got friends, they got family, they got things to do. They don't want to call me, that's fine. I'll just stare at the phone. I'll wait till it rings. If it rings, it rings. If it doesn't ring, it doesn't ring. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. Don't call. It's okay. Seriously.
You don't love
call.
Uncle James, don't call.
Right. I don't need to feel loved. But I'm not complaining.
No, not
You know
at
what I'm
all.
saying? I'm not upset.
After all the things you've done for Toba, you bought her a Dora Explorer kitchen?
I bought them a lot of things. I've spent every last dime on them. But I don't do it because I think they're going to, call me. I'm not doing it for a phone call. Of course not. I do it just out of love, and if I get anything back, just the joy of seeing them enjoy the stuff is enough. Like when I come over now and they just ignore me and they don't say hello and they're just on their computers or watching television, it doesn't bother me. It's fine. Don't talk to me. You know what I mean? Don't talk to me. I don't mind feeling invisible. It's fine.
Do you see what you're doing to your uncle, and are you going to come visit me in the nursing home?
Don't visit us.
Don't
visit her in the nursing home. We don't.
Why?
You're wonderful
I'm gonna choose
children.
my own
I would
nursing-
never complain about you children at all, ever.
Never.
Never.
Right?
Never, ever.
Even
ever.
though you don't even care about me. That's your big
When
one.
I look at the scratch on my car window, okay,
That I was going to fix.
that you were gonna fix, I don't think it doesn't make me flash back to how your children did that. No, I just think the window's kind of cool.
And you know what?
I mean?
When I think about the fender of my Mercedes truck that James slammed into a tree, I don't even think about it. He said he didn't see the tree.
First of all, the tree was not there the tree was not there when I was making the turn, and then suddenly the tree was there. You know how sometimes that happens? Like the tree just sort of appears? That's number one. Number two, I shouldn't have been driving.
No, he shouldn't have been. And then once...
Okay, number three, the tree was drunk.
Today, this was a great show. The food was good. I really want to thank
You should mention the food person,
Yes, yes. Because the food was great.
It was
Sowell is the
amazing.
name of the company. And I want to thank Jackie so much for providing the craft services for us because everybody enjoyed it. Not
But
that
what's
we don't
the name of her company?
Sowell.
Spell it.
Sowell. Sowell. That's how you spell
Sowell.
it.
It
That's
was
right.
tremendous. It
was
a
tremendous.
delicious meal this
And you
afternoon.
liked it. You liked it. You like healthy
Yes,
eating.
I ate it. I love healthy eating.
Yes, he likes healthy eating. Not that he won't enjoy a pastrami sandwich once in a while, but it's very good to have like good craft services and have candy and food and stuff like that makes you happy. And I'm getting ready to get on a plane, and I am so grateful to leave here and go to New York for a few days.
Oh,
and
it's
just,
going to
like,
be
chill
great.
out.
You're going to have a great time. You're going to get your teeth fixed.
My teeth fixed.
You're going
That's
to go
why.
to a wedding.
That's why.
It's great.
That's why I'm going to wear
Yeah,
this dress
come
at
back
the wedding.
with cow bone.
I'm going to come back with cow bone, which is going to be connected to my leg bone, which is going to be connected to my neck bone. And it's going to be so exciting. So I'm also happy to announce that JLTV has opened a new studio in Manhattan, and it's going to be my first time visiting it, and we're going to tape a show this summer and do another show.
Very exciting.
Yes, we did a show last summer at Stand Up New York, and this year we may do it at the comic strip. We're now looking, we may do it at the comic strip. We're going to do something different.
Are you going to go there while you're in New York?
Yeah, where? The comic strip?
Yeah.
Of course. The comic strip is one of the first places that put me on.
We want to thank the guests. We want to thank
Tanna Frederick. She says Tanna, I say Tanna. And that was a great guest.
We'll never know who's right.
Mark
Zafrin.
And of course, James Harris, thank you for being here today.
Thank you too, Sunda. Have a great trip in New York. We'll see you when
wait.
you get back. All right, good night, ladies and gentlemen.